what are self-guided treks and why it might be the next thing for you. So recently our kind of main product and the product that is getting the most demand are self-guided treks. And still, there are a lot of people when they see that in our website, they don't really understand, what they are about and why it might be the best thing for them. And in today's video, this is what I wanna explain you. What is a self-guided trek and why it might be interesting for you. And not only interesting, but most likely after you hear that, it will be the thing that you're gonna do in your next vacation. So typically, imagine you wanna go trekking to a new area, an area that you don't know. Think about, for example, Spain, you wanna go to the Pyrenees or you wanna go to the Alps. And this is a vast area with a bunch of different options. And of course, you can Google things and you can check things out in the internet, but there are many complications around that. So sometimes, you have contradictory information, then it's not that easy to understand when is the best time to go to. If you think about hut-to-hut trekking, like for example the ones that we have in the Pyrenees, hut availability is also very tough. It's very hard to find a hut in high season, and also you know already the route, but then you need to get the GPX track, and then many of them are already out of date. And I know from a lot of people who've been just there in one of those treks, they get lost, and even sometimes they need some rescue. Another situation that happens quite often is that you are in a trek, suddenly a storm comes or someone gets injured, and they don't know how to get out easily out of their route. And there are people who still want to do that. They still want to take the risk and want to do that, and it's something that is completely fair and I can fully understand. But then there are people who don't want to take those risks or don't want to spend dozens of hours with the whole logistics that are involved around that. And for that, one classic option is to hire a guide, either in an open group or private group. Essentially, you start searching for some agencies or some private guides. You check the prices, and then you either go directly with the guide, where you typically pay quite some money, or you open an open group. And this is a great alternative if you like being with other people you don't know, or and most importantly, you can afford it. Because typically, there are kind of two main drawbacks with this. One main drawback is that you cannot follow your own pace. You need to follow the pace of the open group. If someone injures, typically and very often the trek gets stopped, or if someone goes slower, you need to go at that pace. If you want to accept that, perfectly fine. You can also go for the option of hiring your private guide, but this typically costs quite some money if you are a couple or a family. And these are typically the options that traditionally are being used when you go trekking. Either you figure out everything yourself, where you go with all the risk and logistics problems around it, or you hire a guide, and then you just need to adapt or pay a lot of money. And then there is a third option, which are self-guided treks, and this option is really, really attractive because before explaining the because, I'll tell you what a self-guided trek is. So essentially, it's very simple. You contact me, you tell me, hey, I'm interested in that route, I'm interested in that other route. Then we have a call, we check, we understand what you are looking for, and after that, I take care of everything. We book the huts, we take food, we take accommodation, we advise you on how to get there, we advise you on if there is an emergency, I mean, what could happen, how to handle that. We give you the phone numbers of everything, and we give you, very importantly, a curated GPX track, meaning that this is a track that works. This is a track that has been walked by us, and it's a track that you can essentially trust. What is the advantage of this whole thing? If we think back about the option of being with a guide, so in this case, you get a lot of what you get from a guide. You get a very good track, you get all the logistics solved for you, and you get a way better price and the opportunity to organize it on your own, meaning that you decide at which time you leave the hut, you decide which breaks you're gonna do, you decide how fast you're gonna be, and yeah, and you are with your partner, with your wife, with your husband, with your family, just alone at your own pace, with the safety that you have all the information that you need to do a great trek. And then you could think, well, what if something happens? What if the weather turns bad? What if a storm comes? Well, we have 24/7 logistical support. You give us a call and we support you all the way. If we need to reschedule huts, we do it. If we need to advise you on where else to go, we do it. So we essentially take that harder from you, so that when you go, you only think about the trek and you don't need to think about anything else. And it sounds fantastic, right? And it is fantastic, and this is the reason why a lot of people are doing that. So we have clients from Canada, from the Netherlands, from Belgium, from Australia. So we have people from all over the world who want to do that because they want to experience the Pyrenees at their own pace, but still with the warranty that they are safe and there is someone who is taking care of them. And yeah, that's essentially it. And it's something that is not so well known everywhere, but still I find it a great option to have an affordable vacation. With experts. So we have a bunch of different treks in the Pyrenees, routes that go from different levels, and there are routes that are more alpine that go through beautiful ridges. Then we have routes that have a great combination between going the valley floor and then going up to the mountains. And we have more kind of luxury options where you enjoy the mountains and then you end up in a spa. So one day you are 2,600 and the next day you are swimming in a spa. And yeah, if ensure that after hearing all of this, you will really want to join one of our trips, just reach out. Let's have a call, let's have a chat, and let's figure out together your next vacation. Have a great day.